Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Child Development Professional. This is most likely your very first class, your very first child development class, and possibly your very first class in college, or going back to college for some of you. So welcome. My name's Erin Sturgeon, and I'll be your instructor for almost all of your child development classes, if not all. A couple of the electives that you could choose from are taught by someone else, but I will be your instructor for most of them. So I look forward to getting to know all of you. I encourage all of you to take opportunities to get to know one another as well. We'll have some class discussions. And so really pay attention to who's saying what and get to know each other in those, because people you're starting this class with are a lot of the people that you'll see over and over in classes, because you're starting at the same time. So you're kind of on the same path. So you'll start to see a lot of familiar faces, little bitty faces in the pictures on the screen, and names. But this is your learning community, and these are your colleagues in child development. And so yeah, you'll work with them, maybe in the same town or throughout Western Oklahoma. At least most of you are spread out in Southwest and Western Oklahoma, but these are your professional colleagues. So get to know one another. So what I'm going to do right now is just introduce you to your classroom, which is Canvas. So if you have made it this far and you're watching this video, you've at least found the homepage. So that's great. But I'm going to show you a few other things. So I will share my screen now. Okay, so here's the homepage. Like I said, you found that. Your three most recent announcements are always going to appear up here, but you can also get to announcements right here. If you can't see this screen right here, it's because you need to click this little grid up here. Okay, so announcements. You're going to hear me say this again later, but announcements are super important since this is not an in-person class and we only meet online. This is how I communicate with you. So in my mind, not reading announcements would be like not showing up for class. So I really encourage you to make sure that you are reading announcements and that you have an alert set for them on your phone. There are lots of Canvas tutorials that can show you how to do all kinds of things in Canvas. So I encourage you to take care of those. They're in the help menu, but there's also a link here for Canvas notifications. So I highly recommend that you do that. Sometimes they'll get a little old, like just, oh, I have to change an office hour. And you might think that one doesn't pertain to me, but, open them and don't get in the habit of them always being that, because a lot of times they're not, and they're more important information than that. So here is your home screen. Like I said, if you found it, you found this and you're watching this video. So one of the most important things on this home screen is office hours. So office hours are when I am available to students with no appointment necessary. Or if you wanted to make an appointment to guarantee your time slot, you could. But this is the time that I'm guaranteed to be available for you. So let's talk about that. We've got Mondays from 10:30 to 1:30. I am sitting in my office unless I have to run over to the big building for something, but I am on campus from 10:30 to 1:30. So you can catch me in my office, you can catch me on the phone, or I have a Zoom open because I know a lot of you are working and so you probably can't get to campus, or a lot of you aren't even in Altus. So my Zoom is open, and if you've got a break at work or just a few minutes, you can just hop on and ask me whatever question that you have. Okay, and then Tuesdays it's the same, 10:30 to 1:30. No appointment necessary. I'm just here. Tuesday evenings, I'm available from 8 to 9. And that's because, like I said, I know a lot of you are already working full time. And so evenings and weekends are when you're doing your homework. So from 8 to 9, I'm obviously not sitting in my office at that time, but I am at home or at soccer practice or wherever my kids need me to be, but my computer is on and ready for you from 8 to 9, and you just have to hop on. If you try to get a hold of me by phone during that time, I wouldn't answer because that's my office phone number that you have, but you could leave a message. If you ever call and don't get me, make sure you leave a message, because if I'm working away from the office, or if I'm out of the office for any reason, I can check voicemails, but I can't check caller ID. So make sure if you call, you leave a message. Then on Wednesdays, it starts at 10:30 again, but it's over at 11:30 because I not come back, I'm here, but I come back office hour wise from 3:30 to 5:30. And that is in person, on the phone, or via Zoom, because like I said, y'all are working during the day, but some of you get off around 3:30. And if you're nearby, that gives you the opportunity to stop in. Thursdays, same as Monday and Tuesday, 10:30 to 1:30. Friday is only from 12 to noon, and it is virtual only. And then Sundays, because like I said, a lot of you do homework on the weekends. So if you've got some last minute questions, then you can log on from 5 to 6 on Sundays. So that does remind me that typically your assignments for a week will post on Tuesday morning. And then they will be due the following Monday night. So obviously this first week is different. It's short. We start on a Thursday. And it goes really fast. Let me take this minute to address that. This class and diversity 2713 and any other 8 weeks class you take on campus go really fast because we're cramming a 16-week semester into 8 weeks. So it's not less work, it's just faster work. The same would be true if you took a 4-week Christmas session, then it would be 16 weeks crammed into 4 weeks. So it's always the same amount of work in a college class. It's just a matter of the speed that you're doing it. So if you find that this class goes really fast, just be prepared for that and don't be discouraged because most of your classes will be 16 weeks. And if you can make it through this, you can make it through anything. So yeah, that's my little note about that. And my note to tell you to keep listening right now. Stick with me. I am walking you through your classroom. Because like I said, as we started, Canvas is your classroom and you need to be familiar with your classroom. So I'm walking you through all the policies and procedures of what we're going to do in this class and in lots of child development classes. So stick with me. You are responsible for all information that is said in this video. I just need you to know that. Announcements, videos, read them and watch them, please, because this is how we communicate. So getting back on track. Okay, so assignments are usually posted Monday mornings, or sorry, it used to be Mondays, and then I discovered this semester that this new way works better. They are posted Tuesday mornings, and they are due Monday night. And it used to be Sunday nights, but then I'd always have people who their computer crashed or they left something at work. Well, this gives you Monday to get whatever you need at work if that's the issue. I do encourage you, if you know, they're posted on Tuesdays, at least open Canvas up on Tuesday and look through the assignments and see what's coming. Please do not put opening assignments off until you're out of work on Saturday, because sometimes there will be assignments during the week that say, observe these kids or do this at work. And if you wait till Saturday, you're going to have a problem getting those done on time. So please, even if you don't plan on doing much of your work until then, please at least open them on Tuesday. That's especially true in the weeks that have group discussions, because you only have 2 days to get that discussion posted to get full credit. It's not many points off if it's beyond 2 days, but sometimes you'll find that assignments are posted on Tuesday. That means Tuesday night you've got some reading to do, and maybe Wednesday you need to make that discussion post to get full credit. So just, you've got a week, and the weekends might be your main focus, but please do not put everything off until then. Okay. All right, so moving along, here's how you get to my office hours. If you, like I said, you can come see me in my office or call me, or you can join the Zoom. So you can join the Zoom by scanning this QR code with your phone or by clicking this link right here on your screen. If you feel the need to schedule a meeting, same thing, scan this with your phone or click here on your screen and you can schedule a meeting with me. And that just kind of reserves your slot. And especially if you have, you know, if there's something that I might need to look into that you want to meet with me about, especially when it's time to enroll for the next semester, if you need me, you know, if you're needing advisement on what to take next, I might need some time to prepare for that. So you might schedule a meeting for that. If you log on to the Zoom and I'm not there immediately, it's because I'm on with someone else. So just like if you came to my door and someone were sitting in my office, you'd have to wait. If you join a Zoom and have to wait a few minutes, that's just part of it. Okay, so And then here is part of our promise to you. All teachers have this posted on their Canvas, and it's telling you that you, the student, can expect timely and frequent interaction with the instructor throughout the course. Okay, I'm going to try to be in touch with you just as much as I can. As I've covered, my ways of doing that are announcements and videos. So read those and watch those. And if you don't think I'm not contacting you, because I am. All right, each assignment will have a due date on the calendar, syllabus link, or within the module, and I'll show you those as we get to them. The instructor will communicate with students using email, announcements, discussions, assignments, office hours, and or virtual Zoom meetings. I think I probably do all those. I usually use Canvas Inbox to communicate with you rather than email, but that's pretty much the same thing, and we'll look at that in a minute too. The student can expect an instructor-initiated posts, replies, and or follow-up questions on discussion boards. So when we have class discussions, I'm going to interact with you in there. Individualized feedback on assignments. Yes, I give you lots of feedback on those that I expect you to be reading, and we'll talk about how to get to that. Live Zoom discussions or meetings. My office hours, we also, for this class, have 2 mandatory Zoom meetings in the next 8 weeks. So I'll show you how to see when those are in just a minute. And or announcements focused on the course content. The instructor will respond to learner inquiries or requests for assistance within 2 business days and provide feedback on assignments within 7 days of the due date. So 2 business days. That means if you message me on Wednesday morning, I technically have until Friday morning to get back to you. I don't take that long usually. I know that your time is valuable and I'm anxious to solve problems. So I don't usually take that long, but I could be in meetings. I could have something going on with my family or other work things or whatever. So technically I have 2 business days. So business days means if it's a weekend or a holiday weekend or spring break, I have longer than that. Okay. So just know that, but also know that I try not to do that. And then feedback on assignments within 7 days of the due date. So that stuff that's due Monday night, you're going to have back from me graded by the next Monday night. Now, if you turn it in early, my 7 days don't start until they're due, because, well, it's easier to grade a set of papers and be in that mindset for that paper at one time. So I like to wait till I get everybody's in. So most of the time I won't be grading them until I've got them all, but 7 days from that due date is when you can expect to have heard back from me on assignments. Of course, I try to be quicker than that, but I've got 8 classes. It takes a while to grade sometimes. Okay, so moving along, this is your STAR conceptual framework. And what you have here are the 6 NAEYC standards. And NAEYC is the National Association for the Education of Young Children. And it's a popular professional organization that advocates for children and early childhood development. And so they have 6 standards that they would like to see colleges reach in teaching you. There are also NAEYC standards for your child development centers. You may or may not adhere to them, but they do exist. NAEYC is a pretty big organization. It's the biggest organization for this area. And so you will see it referred to quite often in your books, maybe even at work, just all over the place. So the standards are child development and learning, family-teacher relationships and community connections, child observation, documentation, and assessment, developmentally, culturally, and linguistically appropriate teaching practices, knowledge application and integration of academic content in early childhood curriculum, and professionalism as educators. So these are the things that we are trying to make sure that we get across to you. We have some quick access links here. You can access your announcements here or here. You can see your textbooks here and the books that you need, but they're also in this module we'll get to in a minute. And here's another way that you can get to the modules, right here or right here. So, okay, we're just going to go down this list. We're on the homepage right now. We'll look at announcements. You've got 1. If there were more, there'd be a long list right here. Here's your syllabus. And if you click on this, you're going to see information about all kinds of things. We'll scroll through it real fast, but you're going to need to read it on your own. Maybe not real fast. Okay, so description of the course. This says that you have to be reading ready to take this course. Here are our learning outcomes, meaning those NACE standards that I talked about. This is your list of textbooks for this class. Hopefully you've already ordered those. In an 8 weeks class, man, if you don't order them fast and they don't get here fast, it's rough. And some of these are hard copy. So you need to get them ordered if you haven't already and get on that. Here's our grade breakdown. Assignments are given throughout the semester. Since this is an online course, and I come across this later too, this is an online class. It's not a correspondence class. If it were a correspondence class, you'd be given all the material at the beginning and say, you've got this long to turn it in. But this is not a self-paced class. This is an instructor-paced class. So your assignments aren't available to you until each week as we begin a new topic. Academic integrity, don't cheat. It's really easy, don't cheat. AI, the use of artificial intelligence, that is cheating because that is using words that you did not create as your own words. So AI is a form of cheating. Please don't do it. We have a nifty little thing called Turn It In on our assignments that's going to show me a score. And you can see it too. You'll have a little rectangle. When you go to turn in assignments, you'll have a little rectangle that hopefully will be green. But if it's getting yellow or orange or red, that's telling you that too much of it has been copied from another source. So, and I look at those with discretion because you do have to cite sources sometimes in your papers. So I look at it with discretion, but a lot of times it'll tell me that it was found from elsewhere, lots of different places that they come from. And so if that becomes an issue, then we will have to talk about that. But there's all this information on Turn It In right here. Information about the course structure. Of course, we don't really have a schedule except the due dates. And a lot of this gets into stuff that's on all of your syllabi for all of your classes. Just information about campus and things like that. Anything you could need to know. So you can look through those yourself. On this syllabus page, we also have my late policy, which is that assignments are due by midnight on the due date. And then after that, it's a 5% per day is automatically, I've got the gradebook set up to automatically do that. So if you don't have something turned in by midnight, a 0 is going to go in the gradebook automatically. I used to not do that, but I found that when I didn't, sometimes students had a false positive sense of their grades because they didn't realize they had some zeros or something like that. So that 0 goes in automatically so that you don't forget about it. Even if you turn it in 2 days later, that 0 stays there until I go in and manually grade it. So just know that. And then when I do manually grade it, it's going to be 5% per day automatically taken off whatever grade I enter. You have an assignment this week where you will add your photograph to Canvas. So you'll have a little picture right here. And that verifies who you are. And then this is all of your assignments for this class. So you can see when they're due and things like that. You cannot open them yet. You can open the ones in this first week. But then if I went down here and clicked on one, you would see that it says it's closed until April 2nd. So you can get these on your calendar. You just can't access them yet. Speaking of calendars, this is an awesome tool because it tells you everything. It compiles all your classes. So if you're taking more than this class, you would see other assignments on here too in different colors because it color codes them for you. So that's really handy, but here's everything for this class in calendar view. Okay, so I will go back to this class, I hope. Oh, I gotta leave student view for a second. Student view. Okay. All right. So I just showed you how you can see some of your assignments in calendar view or in syllabus view. That is not how you should get to your assignments for the first time. You need to go get to your assignments through modules because the assignments don't have the lesson with it. The module is where you're going to see the instructor video, where it's going to tell you what you need to read that week, where it's going to give you any videos you need to watch. So if you just go straight to the to-do list, you have a to-do list somewhere as well. If you go straight to your to-do list or to your calendar or to your syllabus, you're not going to see everything you need to see. So here are the modules, and this is your very first module, and you need to spend these 4 days. You're getting this on March 8th. Assignments for this module are due March 11th. This week goes really fast, I know. But you need to spend these days reading everything that's in here. We're going to look at some of it together in a minute. And then here's week 1. And you'll always open these Start Here documents. And they tell you what your assignments are for the week and what you need to read. And then you can either get to the next thing by clicking Next. Again, that's locked. I will have that unlocked by the time you're watching this. But it does take you to a survey. I'm glad I clicked on that and it reminded me. It takes you to a survey that you need to make sure you're logged into Google to complete. So all you have to do to log into Google is like open your email. If you open a tab with your email, your student email, then you'll be fine. So then you'll be logged into Google. It does have to be with your student account or you won't be able to access it. And see, like right here, you can tell I'm logged in because there's my Google picture. So these are going to be your assignments for this week. And okay, so this first module, we're going to start with our Start Here document. And you're going to read through all of this and you're going to watch this video that I already have posted that goes over all of this in detail with you. I do want you to make sure you watch that video. There's information in there that might be on your quiz this week or just might be helpful later on in class that you're not going to get if you don't watch that video. These are pictures of what your books, so this is what they should look like when they come in the mail or into your email. When you get to focused observations, that is this one. It's going to give you an opportunity to only get a 30-day option. That won't get you to the end of the semester. You have to get the 120-day option. Please, please, please do that, or you'll call in a panic in 30 days and say, I can't finish my work. This is information about being an online learner. There will be information on this page, from this page on your quiz, so make sure you look at it. Class discussions. We only have 3 in this 8-week class, but in most of our classes, we have one almost every week, at least every other week. So, and they're in this class, they're only 10% of your grade, but in other classes, your discussions cumulatively are 30 to 40% of your grade. So it's very important that you're meeting all the criteria. So read this and watch this video. Again, watch this video. I don't need to go through it all more than once, but watch that video for APA formatting information. It's very important. It will affect your grade on future assignments. And as I said earlier, NACCE stands for the National Association for the Education of Young Children. It's a professional organization that promotes high quality early childhood education, and they provide resources, support, and advocate for policies that benefit young children and their families. And here are some links that will help you throughout class and throughout your career. You do have questions over this in your quiz, but you won't actually have to do anything with this information until an assignment during the week of April 2nd. And when we make lesson plans and plan activities for children that we're working with, we need to make sure that we're hitting goals and That's a whole lesson that we'll have later on, but we have, just like you might have heard your teachers when you were in school talk about, we got to meet these standards. We've got to meet the standards. There are standards and guidelines in early childhood as well. So when you're planning a lesson, you're going to get out your list and say, okay, I haven't met this standard yet this year. I need to make sure that we're making sure they can do this. So that's where these documents are, and you'll have assignments that will refer to them. And then here you're to week 1. So, like I said, these are your modules. This is what we're referring to when we say modules. You can make them smaller or collapse them, however you like to be able to see them. This week, you'll read all that. You will take this quick little survey. You'll introduce yourself in a discussion. We usually have 7 days for a discussion, and we only have 4 this time. So you need to get in there and introduce yourself. And you need to, it wants you to look over some of your course materials. So make sure that you do that. You're going to update your profile. That's this area over here. And you're going to go on a scavenger hunt in Canvas and find all kinds of answers. So there is that. Oh, and you can watch this video. So you'll notice as you go through every module that everything is posted. However, the assignments aren't going to be open yet. You can watch these videos and read these. They're open, but you can't do any of the assignments yet. Grades. I think I talk about this if you watch the video that is in here, but I will just point it out real quick. This is where you will see your grades. Y'all, since this is an online class, that's how you get feedback from me, is by checking your grades, seeing how you did, and reading the comments I leave in there. It takes a long time to leave those comments, so I really expect that you be looking at them. So if there were any grades here, you would see that you had submitted it, and you would see your score out of 30 points, and you would see a little message here that looks like a little text box where I've left you a message. So you would go read that. A lot of times it's just going to be feedback to help you improve, to help you know what you could do better for next time. Sometimes there are important messages like, hey, I can't open what you attached, or I don't think you got the instructions right, and I'm letting you try again. And that's how I know when people don't check this, is because weeks later they'll contact me and say, oh, I just saw your message. I wasn't that kind of student. I would have been, when I was a student in Canvas, I checked this regularly because I really wanted to know what my grades were. But this is where you find them. And please, please, please read that feedback. And then you can even sometimes open the documents to get more feedback, more specific feedback. So you work hard on your assignments. I work hard on giving you feedback for your assignments. So please make sure that you read those. So your Zoom meetings, we have one a week from, this is Friday that you're watching this. We have one Thursday, March 14th at 7 p.m. If you cannot make it, you have to contact me before 5 on Thursday and tell me you're not going to make it. And you need to say to me, what arrangements do I need to make? Not just, I'm not going to be there. You need to ask me what you need to do to make it up. And same thing for this one on Thursday, April 11th. They are mandatory. They are 50 points of your grade. You need to be there. Obviously, if you have a legitimate conflict, we will work around that, but you're going to get more information by being in the meeting because you're going to hear other people's questions and things like that. So I think I have covered everything in showing you around Canvas. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. That's literally what I am here for. If you are a scholar and have questions about getting your books or technical questions, reach out to Alejandra. If you have questions about assignments, reach out to me. And I look forward to working with all of you this semester.